Hello and welcome into today's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hickson. I am your lead beat writer for Arizona State Sun Devils on SI and your host of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. And I'm so grateful to be joining you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, just a day removed from Arizona State squeaking out an emotional, gritty, you can use any number of adjectives to describe it, victory over Iowa State by a score of 24-19. The Sun Devils received 4 votes in Week 11 AP poll. Obviously not enough to get in the poll, but they are on the right track. If they win their next 2 games, there's a very real possibility that they're ranked once again, and this season is far from a lost season now. They still have a chance to reach the Big 12 title game. It's a slim chance, and they're going to have a lot go their way. But it was like that at this time last year. If you remember, this week was the UCF week where it was, these guys are on the precipice of doing something special. They might get to a bowl game. They have a kind of tough finish to the season, but the UCF game, without Cam Scadaboo, really jump-started what ended up being a special season. After that, obviously, they go on the road, defeat Kansas State, defeat BYU at home, and then defeat Arizona to get to 10 wins on the season. They were at 5 wins going into the UCF game, so yeah, maybe this is a fun bowl team. Well, they went to the college football playoff and nearly won a game, so this year, it's a little different. BYU is undefeated in league play. Cincinnati only has 1 loss. They're tied with Texas Tech. Texas Tech currently holds a 1-game lead. And then they're effectively behind Utah and Houston as well, as those teams have the same amount of losses. They both have 2 league losses as well. So, realistically, your most realistic path to a Big 12 title game is it's a non-negotiable to win out. We will discuss the last 3 games shortly, but you need Texas Tech to lose a game, preferably this coming Saturday against BYU, because I don't think they'll lose any of their remaining games beyond BYU. So ideally, that's what happens. Utah loses another game. Houston loses another game, which is real possible since they finish off with TCU and Baylor. They could drop one of those without question. And you also need Cincinnati to lose at least 1 more game, maybe 2. And Cincinnati has a rather rough finish to the season as well. They play BYU. So realistically, at the end of the day, the most simple way to put it is they need to win out, and they need BYU to win a couple of games. Cincinnati and Texas Tech in particular, and let things fall the way they may. That's really what the mindset has to be right now. Take care of business, and everything else will take care of itself in the way that it is supposed to. So that leads me into discussing the last 3 games of the regular season for the Sun Devils. This week is their last bye week of the season. Kenny Dillingham is giving his team the whole week off to recuperate, to get spiritually recharged, whatever else to heal up. And then they're going to be hitting the ground running next week ahead of the West Virginia game. Obviously a massive game. It's a homecoming game. We're not sure what time the game is going to kick off yet, but there's a possibility it's an afternoon game. West Virginia is coming off of the upset win over Houston that helped Arizona State out. They ran for almost 300 yards, and they have had a couple of performances like that where they just could not get off the field. They were just running the ball too great. Scotty Fox Jr., not a phenomenal quarterback, but he's looked more poised than anybody they've had behind center to this point. He really hasn't made many mistakes since he took over as the starting quarterback. So that might be a challenging game. Rich Rodriguez also knows the Sun Devil program quite well. due to his time with the Arizona Wildcats. That's obviously under a different regime, but he's played in Tempe several times. He's coached in Tempe several times, and I feel like that could be another potential trap game. I think Arizona State should win. It should win fairly handily, but West Virginia just showed that they can play spoiler. That's something that's a little eyebrow raising. But at the end of, like I said, at the end of the day, Arizona State's just a more talented team. We said that about Houston though, and that ended up not working out. So it's a wait and see for that. Going into the second to last game of the season, I don't even know what to say about Colorado. I don't know what to think about Colorado because it looked like their season was trending upwards when they defeated Iowa State. I mean, Iowa State is a little bit depleted, but it looked like Colorado was finally getting some footing. And then the last 2 weeks happened. They give up 53 points to Utah, I believe, and then 52 points to Arizona. The offense looked hapless in both games. Julian Lewis is really the only player that has injected any sort of life, and he's a freshman quarterback that signed to Colorado over the summer. So he's a recent addition to the team. He's the least experienced player on the team at the college level, and he's the only player that's shown any sort of positive momentum or life in that program. Uh, I can't lie, things are looking rather bleak for Coach Deion Sanders. After a great season last year, he loses Travis Hunter and his son Shedeur, and it just doesn't look great for the Buffaloes. Then again, could be another tricky game for the Sun Devils. They obviously have the superior talent, but a game in Boulder in late November means that there probably will be inclement weather, so that's always a challenge for a team that really is unable to practice in inclement weather. They have to simulate things. The Colorado crowd is still pretty solid. There's been a little bit of a drop off this year, but not a lot. At the end of the day, they should take care of business and win that game as well, which leads you into the final game of the regular season. It's a Friday night game at Mount America Stadium between Arizona State and their bitter rival Arizona in the Territorial Cup. The Territorial Cup this decade has not been very, very competitive at all. The Sun Devils won the 2020 game 70-7. That's well documented. That will always be in the lore of the rivalry. 2021, the game did not officially count due to the NCAA sanctions from the Herm Edwards era, but Arizona State did win that game when it was played 38-15. 2023, Arizona won 59-23. Noah Fafita had a career day. 2024, Arizona State wins 49-7 to clinch a spot in the Big 12 title game. 2022 was the only year that it was relatively close. It came down to the last drive of the game, and Arizona intercepted Trenton Bourguet on the final series of the game to win 38-35. So, is it a competitive game this year? It absolutely could be. Arizona's actually, despite their conference record, they've been very competitive in league play outside of that 39-14 loss to Iowa State. They've hung around in a lot of games. They nearly beat Houston. They nearly beat BYU. Their offense looks like it is a world difference better compared to last season. Noah Fafita is having a resurgent year. Their defense is a question mark. There is a very strong possibility that Jeff Sims could run all over them. Raleigh Brown could have a big game. And receivers, hopefully Jordan Tyson's back by then. But I think Arizona State should win their last 3 games of the year. Will they? The games have to be played. 180 more minutes of regular season football. No Sam Levitt. Possibly no Jordan Tyson. We'll see. But there's also the possibility that other injured players come back too, such as Kyson Brown, such as Xavier Alford, such as even Prince Dorba, he could come back healthier this time around. But Arizona State, just at this point, take the week off, recuperate, get back into form for your final 3 games of the season next week, and control what you can control. That's all I have to say to close out today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in once again today. Your support continues to mean the absolute world to me. And I will see you with another edition of the podcast tomorrow.